All right, algebra students, we are going to get a little in depth with our close reading skills here. So breathe. Let's get started. Miguel needs an electrician for a building project. He estimates that the project would take a master electrician 21 hours to complete. It usually takes a journeyman 5 hours or an apprentice 9 hours to complete what a master could accomplish in 3 hours. Complete the table to help Miguel compare the estimated labor costs by skill level. And we can see we have this table with our levels of electrician, right? You could be an apprentice starting out, a journeyman, or a master. And each one of those levels has a rate, apparently, that Miguel pays. It looks like Miguel pays well. $18 an hour, $32 an hour, I'm in the wrong profession, or $40 an hour. And notice here, though, that we have some blanks. If you look under the hours, the only thing we know is how many hours this master would take to do this particular job. See, he estimates that the project would take a master electrician 21 hours to complete. We don't know how many hours it would take an apprentice or how many hours it would take a journeyman. Now, third column here is that cost. So how we need to also figure out, the cost that it would run Miguel if he hired an apprentice or the cost for a journeyman. We've got 4 numbers to figure out. Let's start with the hours. I think we're going to need to know how many hours this person's working before we're going to figure out how much we're going to need to pay altogether. And let's see, how about apprentice? So let me come back. What do I know about the apprentice? It usually takes a journeyman 5 hours or an apprentice. Oh, here we go. It takes an apprentice 9 hours to complete what a master could accomplish in 3 hours. Okay, so I have this relationship. Of the time for a job for a apprentice, 9 to a master, 3. Now you might be saying, why'd you pick the master instead of the journeyman? Well, that's just because I have all the information about the master. So he's a good one to choose. So here's my apprentice on top and my master on the bottom. Now I have to mimic the same relationship over here. We're not doing a 3-hour job, right? The master, in this case, for Miguel's job, is actually doing a 21-hour job. So on the bottom of my fraction, I need 21. How long would that take the apprentice? Well, I don't know. That's what I'm solving for. And I just set up a proportion with relationships, which, by the way, isn't the only way to do this problem. But considering that we're reviewing the proportion lesson, I think that's how I'll do this. All right. So 3 times x then, I'm going to use my lovely cross products are equivalent, is 3x. 9 times 21 is 189. And guys, cross products are equivalent. Don't forget the equal sign. Let's see. Want to isolate that x. I'll divide away the 3. 189 divided by 3 is 63. What did I just figure out? I just figured out that it would take my apprentice 63 hours to do the same job. Awesome. Now I have enough information to figure out the cost, right? If he makes $18 an hour and he's working 63 hours, well, I'm going to pay him $18 the first hour, $18 the second hour. I'm going to pay him $18 63 times. So 18 times 63. Woo, that's going to be a pricey job. I'm going to pay him $1,134 if I end up hiring an apprentice. Oh man, seemed cheaper until I thought about how long this man would have to work. Let's do our work now to figure out about our journeyman. Okay, so what do we know about our journeyman's work style? It says it usually takes a journeyman 5 hours or an apprentice 9 hours to complete what a master could accomplish in 3 hours. Okay, so my relationship of journeyman to master his usual rate is it takes a journeyman 5 hours for every 3 hours of work for a master. But my master is not actually working 3 hours. My master is working 21 hours. So then how much time would that take a journeyman? And we can see I have that journeyman to master relationship for my usual rate together and for this particular job together. And that being said, it really doesn't matter which way you set it up, but you just have to stay consistent with your relationships and you'll get the same answer. And now I will use the fact that cross products are equivalent. So 3 times x is 3x. And 5 times 21, the other cross product is 105. And cross products are equivalent. Don't lose your equal sign or you have no power to do anything. Let's see, solving for x. I need to get rid of that 3 multiplying, so I will do the opposite. I will divide, and I will keep the left and the right-hand side equivalent, equal, by doing the same thing. Multiplying by 3 and dividing by 3 are opposites. They cancel. X is alone just like I wanted, and 105 divided by 3, what is that, 35? It is 35. So how many hours would it take the journeyman? It would take him 35 hours. So then what's that going to cost Miguel if he hires a journeyman? Well, he's going to pay $32 the first hour and $32 the second, and he's going to pay $32 35 times. So 32 times 35 is 1,120. Oh my goodness. So I filled out the table. That is what they asked me to do. But if I were Miguel, you know who I'd hire? I would definitely hire that master electrician, because even though I pay him more at first, he's so zippy that I'm going to save money in the long run. Now, I just say good luck, Miguel. It is so hard to find an electrician nowadays. And note to my students, if you want to be an electrician, you can make bank. They're desperately in need. So good luck finding a master, Miguel. All right, you guys. Super proud of you. I'm going to be proud of you whether you're engineers or electricians or whatever you do. You guys are getting so good at your math. All right. Happy learning.